Hi guys! Today's video is again made with some garden produce that I picked recently from the garden. And before I go into telling you about the recipe, I wanted to remind you that there's a giveaway on my garden tour video, which is still on for at least a week, I think. I don't remember now, but you can find the details on the video, which I'm gonna link for you here. So hurry up and enter the giveaway before it's over. And under that video I got some comments from one of my subscribers, and this subscriber mentioned that they've been making some kohlrabi puree with the kohlrabi, which I've never tried, and so I thought, why not try make that and share it with you guys. So today I'm gonna make a kohlrabi puree and I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna serve it with. So this is what happens when you let your kohlrabi to grow a little too long. These are really big, and the experience that I have from the others that we have picked that have been, well, not even as big, they've not been so sweet and not so juicy. So that was the perfect thing actually for me, because I wanted to try some recipes where I cook the kohlrabi, and that's perfect for these kind. You can also use the small ones, but if you're growing it yourself especially and then you notice they're a little overgrown, then they're perfect for this recipe. So I'm just gonna be peeling these first, just going to remove the ends. And like you can see, you really have to be real careful when these are so big. They're really hard, and then it's harder for you to cut them and peel them. And then once you've peeled it, you just want to cube it. And yes, I'm a hazard in the kitchen, so I got myself again. Like I said, be really careful when peeling the kohlrabi, because if the skin is really hard, it's gonna be hard for you to remove it. So be really careful so that the knife doesn't slip and you don't end up in the same situation like I did. Then you want to add the kohlrabi to a medium pot and season with some salt. Cover it well with water, and then you want to cook it covered until it's softened. When you're boiling the kohlrabi, you want to test it. You can see it's really soft. The knife really pierces through it like through butter. So it's really soft, and that's the time when you want to drain the water and start blending the kohlrabi with an immersion blender. Once it's blended in, you want to add a little bit of butter. I've added it in already. And then you want to add a little bit of cream. So I'm just gonna add a little. And then you want to blend it through again until it's really nice and smooth. So you might want to allow the butter to melt first, or you can start blending it in if you want right away. And then once you're happy with how the consistency is, so you can see here it's really creamy. There are little bits that have not blended in, but I don't really mind that. So now I'm just gonna season with some salt. You could add also pepper, anything else to your taste. I want to keep it simple because I'm gonna add something on top. So I'm just gonna season with some salt, and then you really want to grab a spoon and taste it so you know how it tastes, so that you have enough seasoning. So now it's ready for plating. I'm gonna plate it, and I'm gonna share with you what is the special thing I'm adding on top. I have my puree on the plate already, and if you can hear the sizzling, that's the secret ingredient or the secret topping that I'm adding on top. So I have a little bit of bacon fried here with some onion, and I'm gonna top the creamy puree with that. And then this is really optional, but I'm gonna add a little bit of cheese, so just really a little bit grated on top. And also, because it's missing something, just for the eye, I'm gonna add a little bit of arugula on top. So that's it. It looks beautiful, I think, and I cannot wait to try this and let you know how I like it. How did you like that? What about the bacon on top? I know I really enjoyed it. Actually, we both really enjoyed it, both myself and cameraman. I think it was really the bacon on top that kind of made it perfect. But I can tell you, I was really skeptical about how it's gonna taste, but we really enjoyed it, and I would say it's a great alternative to mashed potato. Or also, I thought it reminded me just a little bit, so not quite the same, but it did remind me a little bit of cauliflower puree. So something similar, something in that direction, and tastes really, really yummy. If you enjoyed this recipe, don't forget that thumbs up for support and subscribe for some more delicious recipes. Thank you for watching my video. Bye bye until next time.